For the first time in Google Crash Course, we're now going to leave the Google Drive and Docs area and go into a different area called Calendar. So if you're logging in off the Employee Connections page, you can, instead of choosing Docs or Drive, you can go right down to Google Calendar. Or if you're already logged into your Jeffco Google Apps account, you can use the black bar across the top to access Calendar. I'm taken to my calendar landing page, and I have my calendar defaulting to show a month view. I believe Google comes with it set up to be a week view, and if you want to change that, you just go to the gear box in the upper right hand corner where the settings are. You go into calendar settings and scroll down until you see default view, and you can change that from day or week to month, which is how I prefer to view my calendar. Save your changes and you'll be delivered back to your calendar. Now I'm back in March of 2012, so these events are grayed out. If I skip ahead to present time, you can see events on my calendar show as a darker color. Now, I definitely recommend setting up quite a few calendars. This default calendar is my library calendar. And over here in the My Calendars window, I can see all of the calendars I've created. And then I have the Other Calendars window, which shows other calendars that people have shared with me. So for instance, I do have a family calendar, and I can click the name of that to turn it on. Its color is assigned green, so I can see the different events on this calendar. But when someone is sitting down with me at work and I don't want them to see my personal events, I can just choose that calendar name and those events disappear. So I recommend creating at least a couple calendars, one for your personal use, maybe one for your team, where everyone can share and add events to that calendar, and then one for your students. Now, if you teach multiple classes, it's probably best to set up different calendars for each class, or at least a calendar for, say, 7th grade life science, and then a separate calendar for all of your 8th grade physical science courses. So for this task, you're going to create at least 2 calendars. To create a new calendar, you just go over to the My Calendars window over here on the left. Use this drop down feature here and choose Create a New Calendar. I'm going to set one up for my team. There are several settings down here, most of which I do not adjust, and then I'm given the option to share this calendar with specific people. So I can add in my team members' names, and then I need to adjust their permission settings. Right now both of my team members can only see the calendar, but if I want them to be able to add their own events to the calendars, then I need to make sure they can make changes to events. If I want them to be able to share this calendar with someone else, then I need to choose the top choice. Once you are finished, click Create Calendar, and you'll see in your Calendars window, I now have a team planning calendar. So I'm going to do this one more time to create a calendar for my classes. I'm going to use that drop-down menu again under My Calendars, create a new calendar, and we'll call this Johnson 3rd grade. Now for this calendar, I don't want to share it where others will be able to add events to it, but I do want to make it public so that anyone can see this calendar. I plan to link it to my classroom website. So I'm going to put a check mark by share this calendar with others, and I can decide if I want it just viewable within the Jeffco domain, but I want parents to be able to see the events on this calendar too, so they can see what we've done in class, and so they can see what upcoming field trips we might have. So I'm going to change it from Jeffco only to public, and I will create my calendar. I get a little warning about making my calendar public, and that is okay for my purpose, so I'm going to say yes. And now Johnson 3rd grade is over here also in my Calendars list. Now Google just assigns a color to my calendar, so it's assigned red for Johnson 3rd grade. If you didn't like that color, you'll also see a little drop-down menu next to the specific calendar name, and if you choose that, it brings up the color palette, and you can pick a different color if you would like. So that's all you need to do for right now. Just create a couple of different calendars, and in our next task, we will learn how to add events to those calendars.